What's good, everybody? It is Monday, October 24th, 2022. This is the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We're powered, as always. You see it, by SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. You know we're in the middle of our grind. You know we're in the middle of our NFL season, and Sunday, as Am Sauer in the chat said, was an awesome day of work. Look at all these green check marks, and most of them were sweat-free. What an incredible day by my entire crew. M Squared, RJ, the Stoic One, Maestro. Look at Prop Stars. Prop Stars 9-0 in his article. If you're a SportsLine member, you get it first. It's worth the $10 a month just to get that. And, of course, seeing Ajad doing his work as well. But this is another day. And this is the end of our week. We end on Mondays because of Monday Night Football. Do not forget, later today, 2 more big shows, Early Edge and 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Then, of course, you have to watch Early Edge live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. How else are you going to figure out how to bet the Bears and the Patriots? What? All right. Well, you know, on Mondays, I like to pick myself up. I like to be in a good mood. Well, I can't get in any better mood than when I bring these 2 stars into the show. Oh, my goodness. Are we going to call these 2 the odd couple? Maybe that's what it should be when you guys are on together. First and foremost, he is our soccer aficionado, and he never stops working. Buckets. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Larry. It is great to be here with you guys, especially after cashing all those tickets in the NFL last night. I am motivated, and I'm ready to go this afternoon.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or if you're being serious. I really, really can't tell. Now, he is our OG. Me and him started this show. We've been here since day one. And Maestro, we're coming up on 2 full years at the Early Edge. It's been fun, but we're just getting started.
We are, Coach. There's so many great things going on. Yesterday, a very exciting day. For me personally, it was not a great day for the show, and it was a bad day on the site, but just so many great performances by other guys picking us up, of course, starting with Prop Stars. That guy is a machine. He grinds like no other. And, hats off to him. I'm still trying to put together all his records, like what he is across all the shows and the article, because I want to present that number. It's that eye-popping.
It's staggering. It's staggering. And that's also why we have a crew. If one person has a bad day, we've got several others that pick you up. That's what we're doing. That's what we're building. And Prop Stars, you're right. He is a machine. And all I know is that he told me last night that every week this year, he has been profitable. He has not had a losing week yet. That's incredible in the NFL. Just incredible. All right, let's get into our show today. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And, of course, tonight, Monday Night Football ends Week 7, and I don't know what the schedule makers were doing, Maestro, when they put the Bears and the Patriots on Monday night, but that's what we have, and the Patriots have started to improve just a little bit, but now another change, again, back to what they had. Explain.
Yeah, Mac Jones fully expected to start, even though they had 2 straight dominant wins with Bailey Zappi. But look at the competition, and Mac Jones should be able to do the same thing, especially against this Bears defense, which is terrible against the run, 27th in DVOA against the run. You can expect a huge ground game from the Patriots, who have been running over half the time, one of the highest rates in the NFL, and they get Damian Harris back. And the Bears also want to run the ball, and both teams played a slow pace. I think this game, even though it starts at 8:15, it could be done by 11 because there's going to be that much of a ground game. And I know Mac Jones has the capacity to air it out deep, a lot deeper than Bailey Zappi. He has an air yard, intended air yards over 10, but I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. They can pound the ball, pressure Justin Fields, and win this game and get to 4-3. Just it is shocking looking at the NFL landscape right now, Coach, when you think about the Panthers, 2-0 in the division, only 1 game out of the division lead. The Panthers, the Packers under 500, the Bucks under 500, just topsy-turvy year so far.
It really is. And the Bucks, as bad as they're playing, are still tied for first place in their division as well. By the way, Chico in the chat says, how come every time Coach says, we started this, I just hear Dr. Dre in my head yelling, we started this, gangsta! Buckets, do you know who Dr. Dre is?
I've heard of him.
He literally performed at the Super Bowl halftime last year. Do you know who Eminem is?
Yes, I know who Eminem is.
Do you know who Snoop Dogg is?
Yes, I know who Snoop Dogg is.
All right. None of those three men will be at the World Cup this year because it's in Qatar. But we have you. We have the guru. We have Brant Sutton, our silent assassin. And you guys will be all over it. However, there's a negative storyline that has started to rear its ugly head heading into the World Cup that severely affects the betting market. Talk to me.
Yeah, so the World Cup is less than a month away right now, and as excited as we are to cash tickets during those games, it is affecting how we bet the games here today. The best teams and the best players in the world are no longer playing at 100% because nobody wants to risk getting injured and missing out on the chance to represent their country on the world's biggest stage. Last week in the Premier League, we had 8 midweek matches. The under hit in 7 of those, and BTTS only hit in 1. Teams are slowing down. The weeks are already so congested that nobody wants to risk injury. Nobody really wants to risk doing anything right now. So we're seeing a dramatic shift in goal scoring trends, at least amongst the top leagues, start to consistently hit the unders. And because we are smart bettors, we have to be aware of that. And we might need to get out of our comfort zone and start betting the unders in a couple of these top league games until the World Cup is over.
Who are you? Bet the unders until the World Cup is over. What is wrong with you?
It hurts.
Jairi in the chat says, Buckets is 18, coach. Let him live. Let him live. All right. I'll let him live. All right. We got to get into our play for today because all we try to do, and I know people get mad at me when I say it at the company. Maestro hates when I say it, but that is our motto. We just want to win more than we lose. So let's get into it today. Now, we got 2 big plays from SportsLine. And if you're not a SportsLine member yet, what in the world are you doing? But I'm going to do you a solid. Use the promo code early. Tell your friends, tell your family, whoever. 30 days for free. After that, you'll be playing with house money. It will cost you nothing because we continue to win more than we lose. There you go. Now, hockey, 1 play tonight. We're going to go. The Senators on the money line at minus 105. 7 p.m. Eastern start. The Senators are a perfect 100% straight up at home so far this season. I know it's early, but they haven't lost yet. In fact, Ottawa has won 3 straight and scored 18 total goals during that span, averaging 6 goals a game. We'll take the Sens minus 105. Love that juice. Then in the NBA, Zach LaVine. He's been injured. He is the best player for the Chicago Bulls. So a graded A play at SportsLine is the Boston Celtics on the road, laying 6. So we're going to roll with our simulations. We're going to roll with the NBA's Eastern Conference team that made it to the finals last year. I think the Celtics are going to have another really good year this year after all the drama in the during the summer. What am I saying? The afternoon. We're not even in the afternoon yet. All right, now let's get into our board for the day. So where do I start? I think we know where we start. All right. Now, if you give me an under today, you might not be on the show again until tomorrow. All right, Buckets, you're up first.
Well, luckily, a great way to avoid the under trend is by betting on smaller leagues that don't have World Cup caliber players. These teams that don't have to worry about Champions League or the World Cup, still you can find tremendous value in the over and BTTS market. We're going to the Swedish Allsvenskan, which is the top flight of Swedish soccer. We've got a matchup between Göteborg and Almania Idrottsklubben, and I'm 90% sure I pronounced that one right, but we're going both teams to score at minus 135 here. The Swedish league is basically just a German baby league. They play the exact same style of aggressive soccer with high attack and non-existence defense. Göteborg has hit both teams to score in their last 5 matches straight, while AIK has scored in their last 11 matches straight and will be missing 3 of their starting 4 defenders this afternoon. This game just screams goals, and minus 135, a little bit juiced, is fantastic value here. And then,
don't do it.
For the Premier League matchup this afternoon between West Ham and Bournemouth, this is harder for me to pronounce than Idrottsklubben. We have to take an under in this matchup, and that pains me to say it. I practiced in the mirror, under, just making sure I could actually say that, but we're taking the under 2.5 goals in this matchup. But there's good reason why we're doing it, Coach. The good reason is basically that these teams are both terrible right now. West Ham is one of the only Premier League teams that is averaging less than a goal a game across their competitions this year. And on top of that, they're playing in the Europa League, and are playing 3 games alone this week during this congested schedule. And they have World Cup caliber players that aren't trying right now. They're hosting a Bournemouth squad whose stats are a little skewed right now because they had a historic loss against Liverpool back in August in which they lost 9-0. And since then, their coach has said, we don't care if we win. We're just never losing like that again. So they don't play attacking ball at all. They sit back, they lock things down, and they play for 0-0 draws here. This game screams the under to me, and at minus 120, I got to go for it. Even if it makes me lose my spot on the show, the value's there.
I think the chat would lose their minds if I took you off of the show. I really, really do. Thank God this is a 3 p.m. Eastern game on a Monday. I've got a life. I got stuff to do. I can't watch this. Just let me look at the final score and go to the pay window because this will be brutal. Now, DBU says, can you even find those matches in your sports book? Yes. I live in California. I don't even have legalized sports betting, and my book has them. A lot of these leagues, these sports books know how important soccer betting is. You can find them. You just got to go look for them. We're not going to do that work for you. He just did all the research for you. Could you find that? Are you kidding me? All right, I've got one play today. If you're going to cash with the coach, normally I don't do this, but today I felt implored because I live out here in LA or Orange County, and I see how bad the Lakers are. I see the negativity. They say, Coach, what do the Lakers have to do with the Nuggets? Well, the Portland Trail Blazers just beat them yesterday in an afternoon game, which Jalen Rose once told me was the worst thing you could do to an NBA player is give them an afternoon game on a Sunday. And that's what they did. Then they had to travel back home and play tonight against the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets just beat the Warriors. They're really, really good. They're given 5. I'm going to take the Nuggets minus the 5 in a late game tonight for all of you. Now, you know when it's this group on the show that the Maestro is always going last. It's his spot. So, Maestro, I know you've dug deep because this game is not easy to handicap. What do you got for us this morning?
Okay, well, I'm going to go with 2 props, one in the NFL, one in the NBA. And for the NFL, I want to credit CBS Sports researcher Mackenzie Brooks, who came up with this one. I like it a lot. David Montgomery over receiving yards. We've seen it already tick up from 10.5 to 11.5. I still think it's a good play at 11.5. You know, Herbert does not really get targeted in the passing game. It is Montgomery. He's averaged 2.5 targets in the 4 full games he's played. He went over it in all 4 games, had a massive day, 62 receiving yards against the Vikings when they were in comeback mode. They should be in comeback mode against the Patriots, who give up the 10th most receiving yards to running backs at 40 receiving yards per game. We just need 12. We really probably only need 1 catch to get there, but I think we could get 2 or 3 catches as well. And I know the Bears don't pass a lot, but this number is still valuable at 11.5. And then in the NBA, Fred VanVleet going over 5.5 assists. I've seen this all the way up to minus 150, but you can get it minus 130 on MGM. Same matchup with the Heat that we saw a couple of days ago. And what did VanVleet do? He played 39 minutes. He's done that in all 3 games this season, 38, 39, and 39. They need him on the floor all the time. His assists have been 5, 9, and 10. 10 assists last game. Scotty Barnes hurt his ankle. Probably not going to play tonight for the Raptors. That's another creator type that won't be out there. Achua would get the start. He's not a creator type. VanVleet should play 40 minutes, should get 6 assists.
You're damn right. Now in the chat, Mark says definitely failing that, Maestro. I think he meant tailing that, but it was, yeah, he just wrote a correction to his tweet. Also, question for you, Buckets. Some of the sports books of the people in the chat don't have both teams to score, but they have over 2.5. Would you recommend that play in the Swedish game?
In the Swedish game, I would be okay going over 2.5 there. I would expect more than 1 goal coming from the AIK side here. No problem.
All right, there you go. There you go. By the way, I just got a text from Prop Stars. Swear to God. He says, I love your Nuggets pick. I can't make it up. Can't make it up. He did. I didn't even know he was out of bed this morning. I thought he was busy doing something else. Who knows? Maybe he was. All right. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here's the recap, courtesy of Jake the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. Buckets is on the Swedish game. Both teams to score minus 135. Will not even attempt to pronounce that. Then West Ham, Bournemouth, that's an English Premier League, under 2.5 goals, minus 120. Then I've got 1 play today. I'm going to go Nuggets minus 5 over the Blazers. Then the Maestro, 2 plays, 1 from the NFL, 1 from the NBA. David Montgomery over 11.5 receiving yards. And Fred Van Vliet over 5.5 assists, -130. Then 2 plays from SportsLine itself. Senators on the money line, -105. You heard the stats, 18 goals in their last 3 games. Celtics -6 in Chicago tonight against the Bulls. A quick reminder, Early Edge in 5 at 4 o'clock today. And then, of course, Early Edge live tonight. You don't want to miss it. Sides, props, the gem, the donkey, the goose. We got it all. But you got to tune in live to get all that incredible information. But that's all the damage that we can do. So, as all of you know, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Buckets, Maestro, Jake the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. I am the coach. Tell all your friends. You want to be included. You want to have fun. You want to learn. You want to get your day started right. There's only one place. It's right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.